Welcome to the October 1st, I can't believe it, meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. And Chief Balzer, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Yes, ma'am. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm Barb Lewis, and to my left is Jeff Benton. We're commissioners. And we have Jennifer Walraven, our clerk, and Mike Fromer, our administrator. Let's begin.
Resolution number 18-1048 in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held September 27th, 2018.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1048. Mr. Merrill is absent today. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment or elected official comment today, so that brings us to item number 4, resolution number 18-1049, in the matter of approving purchase orders and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0928.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1049. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1050 in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1050. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1051 in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1051. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1052 in the matter of approving a contract between the Knox County Board of Commissioners and the Delaware County Board of Commissioners regarding reciprocal inmate housing.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Balzer, Chief Deputy with the Delaware County Sheriff's Office. This agreement with Knox County will allow us to, when we need to, house an inmate in their facility. Same, they will be able to house someone with us too. It's not a need right now where we are overflowing and we need to house prisoners, but occasionally we'll have an inmate that needs to be housed separately from some people we have in our jail. Now we've got this agreement with the Sheriff's Office, hopefully if you approve it, that will allow us to hold inmates at a different location then.
Have we done this in the past, the agreement?
We have had, this specific agreement is new because in the past we've had kind of one-way agreements like we have with Licking County,
Okay.
with Union County where they can house people at our facility. What I'm trying to do is have these reciprocal agreements so both agencies can house at each other's facilities then.
That makes sense.
So we've not used Knox County in the past?
We have.
Oh.
It's something we had last year. I think we've done it twice in the last couple of years, and it was for just this type of scenario where there's someone, for whatever reason, we shouldn't be housing them in our jail. And we contacted Knox County, and informally, they agreed to do it. The sheriff talked to the sheriff up there. This kind of puts it formally now where we've got the contract in base.
So it's not a thing where we're exchanging dozens of prisoners?
No, not at all.
Very infrequent then?
Very infrequently. We did on the advice of Andrew King, we did a purchase order request just for $1,000 per year, just up to that amount in case we need to use it. But we expect this will be fairly infrequently.
Okay. Well, it makes sense. I think it's a good idea there.
How many do we have in our jail right now? Do you know roughly?
As of this morning, I think we've got around 221.
Okay.
And I know this comes up sometimes, our capacity is around 280.
Okay.
And we're fortunate at that because the judges do a really good job in watching the sentences. But it's also, it doesn't mean that we've got 60 spare beds and we've got 60 to go for overflowing. Because we've got to separate different groups in the jail, the work release, the trustees, the females, the different classification levels. We really don't have 60 extra beds to use.
Right.
And frequently we find that the ones we need we're almost out of, especially women. Women's space for female inmates, we're usually running short on that. just a
Thank
second.
you.
You're welcome.
One thing I noticed in the agreement, you've got liability protection
Correct.
that I think is critical, and then as well, you've got medical and so on, responsibility stays with the with the sending county.
That's right, and that's similar to what we have with Licking County right now, because Licking County had some overflow problems a while back. They needed us to house them, and like I said, Andrew King always helps us out with this, with the legal part.
Yep. Well, good.
Thank you. Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1052. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1053, in the matter of approving a mental health emergency security and transport service agreement extension between the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County, the Sheriff of Delaware County, Grady Memorial Hospital, and the Delaware Monroe Mental Health and Recovery Services Board.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Jeff Balzer from the Sheriff's Office again.
Deanna Brandt from the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. This is simply a renewal of an ongoing agreement between the Sheriff, Ohio Health Grady, and the board. When people present at Grady Hospital in need of psychiatric inpatient and that decision's been made, there has to be a safe, reliable, secure way to get them to the hospital that they're being admitted to. And right now, how the agreement stands is that the hospital contacts the sheriff. They provide off-duty officers to transport people safely to that psychiatric facility, and then they invoice the board, who reimburses them for that.
Right, questions?
Yeah.
Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1053. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-1054, a resolution of necessity for purchase or lease of automobiles for the use of the county sheriff or his employees.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Jeff Balzer once again with the Sheriff's Office. This is a requested transfer from the Clerk's Title Administration Fund to the Sheriff's Office to allow us to purchase new vehicles for our transport unit, our court services unit. Clerk Fravel and the sheriff had met, and I was in on the discussions. The way it works in the sheriff's office, new vehicles go directly to patrol, which I understand that. They need to have the newest vehicles out there. A problem we've run into is that by the time they get to our court services deputies who are driving all over the state and sometimes out of state, they frequently have 130, 140, sometimes even 150,000 miles on them. That's concerning for us just because then you have the possibility of breakdowns in distant places. So Clerk Fravel suggested this, and we've kind of looked into it. What we're looking to purchase with this would be one SUV, marked SUV, and one transport van. Our new sergeant over at the Court Services, he's not a new sergeant, but he's new to us, Darren Karbler, has come up with a very good plan about assigning deputies and the vehicles, and we're going to be using our vans more often for these transports. So these lower mileage vehicles will be specifically used on some of the longer trips and also the back and forth to court and the jail.
Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1054. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Resolution number 18-1055, in the matter of approving the program year 2018 Small Community Development Block Grant Agreement, BF 181AT-1, with the Ohio Development Services Agency.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, I'm Jenna Jackson, the Economic Development Coordinator. This is the CDBG grant for the program year 2018. We are accepting $208,000. I recommend your approval.
Okay. And we've talked about this
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen the details and
Right.
look like good projects, so.
Yeah. Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1055. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jen.
Jenna.
Resolution number 18-1056, in the matter of establishing Delaware County Employee Vision Insurance Rates and Benefits for 2019.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. I'm recommending your approval of this resolution, which will memorialize our vision insurance rates with VSP for 2019, and it will be also moving from a 3 to a 4-tier rate structure. If you
Okay.
have questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
Okay, questions? Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1056. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1057, in the matter of establishing Delaware County employee dental insurance rates and benefits for 2019.
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
Moving on to dental insurance, we will continue with Delta Dental with your approval of this resolution, and also offering a 4-tier rate structure as identified within the resolution. And this is also recommending that we move from providing $17.74 per month for each employee that's eligible to $20 per month for each employee that's eligible and chooses the dental benefit.
Okay.
That rate provided by the county has been frozen for several years, hasn't it?
It's been frozen for several years, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it has been,
Okay, so that big of an increase should be considered over a period of a number of years.
yes.
And again, you've done a nice job of keeping us aware
Yes.
of the changes and how we're heading forward, so.
Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1057. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1058, in the matter of approving the 2019 health insurance renewal from the County Employee Benefits Consortium of Ohio.
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
And finally, our health insurance plan design will also be moving from a 2-tier to a 4-tier rate structure. We will be continuing with the same health insurance plan, which is 250B, and the same RX plan, which is 3D, with our renewal with Sebco. And I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
And this renewal was actually less.
We did receive a negative 1.2% renewal with Sebco, which is very, very good.
Yes.
The Sebco board did allow for some member equity to be put back into the member counties, and so we were able to recognize that decrease.
Oh, that's great. That's unheard of.
Yeah, very,
Yes, it
very
is.
unusual. And Sebco's very healthy, so those rebates are
Yes, they
not
are.
putting any capital
Yes.
strains on the organization. They do, again, a good job of providing. This is a 3-year agreement.
The rate structure.
Not the rate
is
structure,
Just for 2019, but then the renewal, which I think is the next resolution, will be for the 3 years, allowing for participation with Sebco.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks to all our members who took part, too, in the wellness program.
Yes, yes. Our wellness activities have definitely increased over the years, and we continue to provide a lot of information to our employees and their family members about the different things that they can take advantage of in terms of wellness and preventive health measures that really help the program long-term.
Yes. Boy, it's really important. I know Cindy, too, has done a great job, and as have you, Dawn, with the follow-up with our employees, so thank you.
That is changing from a rebate, right? Not next year, but the year after.
For the wellness program,
Yeah.
yes. We are in the
differentiate.
process of figuring out what that will look like. Most likely, the wellness program for 2020 will depend on participation in 2019. But we won't know exactly how that's going to look and what that rebate or the stipend might look like, and it's going to depend a lot on what our renewal is. So that will be forthcoming, but most likely the participation in 2019 will allow for a reduction in premium for 2020.
Great. Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1058. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1059, in the matter of approving the participation agreement between the County Employee Benefit Consortium of Ohio Incorporated and the County of Delaware, Ohio.
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
So 2019 will be our 15th year with SEBCO. Delaware County was one of the initial counties to join the SEBCO program back in 2004 when it was first started. And our participation in this program allows the purchasing power with the other counties. I think there's 33 counties in Ohio currently under the SEBCO plan, but we're also individually rated. So our county's experience is rated specifically to us. And so some of the things that we talked about a few minutes ago in terms of the preventive health care and wellness, using Anthem.com's cost finder, and different things that we have spent some time educating our employees and their family members on over the last year. We'll continue to do so, really to become good consumers of health insurance. It's that time, you know, we really have to be thinking about our health insurance and how it affects not only us, but the group as a whole. And so really putting that time and effort into is definitely going to be good for the employees as well as the county.
Oh, that's great. That's great. SEBCO's it really, I'm just so glad that we're a part of SEBCO. They do a great job. And then being able to marshal several counties to get the breaks there in the costs is so important.
It is.
Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1059. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1060, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Clerkshaw Reserve trunk sewer.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. The trunk sewer is being extended to serve the Clarkshaw area that is part of the Lower Scioto service area, and the contractors installed it to requirements and recommending your approval.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 18-1060. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Brings us to administrator report.
I have nothing further to report today.
All right, Commissioner Benton.
Just a few things. Commissioner Lewis and I went to the State of the Schools presentation by the Chamber on Thursday, and as we expected, the schools are doing very well. The growth continues. One thing I found fascinating was they listed the 88 counties in Ohio and the growth rates. 85 of the 88 counties over the last decade have lost student enrollment, have actually had
right,
student enrollment
yeah.
decline. There were 3 counties that had increases. I think it was Union, Warren, and Delaware. Union was like 1%, Warren was like 3%, Delaware County was 31%.
Yes.
So there are only 3 in the state, and
Yeah.
we were by far and away the largest growth. But again, they all continue to do well. They're well led. They are underfunded from the state perspective. You know, we get a very low share of what we should get from the state, so we need to keep pushing on that to get more equity in terms of reimbursement. But doing a really nice job, well led. The German sister city delegation is going to be stopping by. They're from Baumholder. Anybody been to Baumholder? I don't think I've ever been there. So I don't know where it is. We'll find out. But we're welcoming them. They're here visiting the city of Delaware folks, so we're glad to see them. Ohio Wesleyan's Entrepreneur Center is holding their ribbon cutting Thursday. So I know Bob Lamb will be there.
Yes.
Everybody's planning on going, but that's a really big step forward for the city, county, and Wesleyan. The Kroger Grand reopening on Houck Road is Wednesday morning. I'll be going to that. Went to the Evans Farm open house on Saturday, and Joshua Perry was there, the former Ohio State linebacker and NFL linebacker who recently decided to quit NFL football. But it was pretty active. There are 15 houses under construction.
Oh,
It's
great.
good to see. There were a number of people there. Joshua Perry has a foundation that was the fundraising beneficiary of the event, so it was fun. It was nice to see, and things seem to be moving along there. Just a couple of sports things for all you sports addicts. The Buckeyes won Saturday, in case somebody missed it. It was a tough game, but we pulled it out. And the Indians are in the playoffs. They start Friday, so be sure to get your DVRs ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing about golf?
There wasn't any golf on Saturday.
Yeah, there was no golf on
There's
this weekend.
no good golf played.
Oh, gosh. Went to both a Stepping Up meeting. Cassie Neff, that she chaired, and the sheriff was there, and Stepping Up is moving right along, and there's a good group there and the neat thing, again, about Stepping Up is that we're trying to make sure there aren't any gaps in service to people. And so we had people there we had the prosecutor, well, actually, Kyle Rohr for our prosecutor, representing the prosecutor's office. And then we had people from corrections, and then others. We had Adam from the Delaware City Delaware City Police Department, and others who provide different services. And so we were able to discuss, again, making sure that there aren't any gaps in service to people. And then we had a corrections meeting after that, and which was also good, a lot of the same people. And right now, let's see, I'm not sure when the delegation is showing up, but we do have need for executive session.
They were supposed to be here at 10, but I received an email that they're running 20 to 25 minutes late. So it'll
Okay.
probably be 10:20 to 10:30 by the time they.
Okay,
Good. Then I think we can do
we can do executive session then. Okay,
Resolution number 18-1061, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of collective bargaining.
So moved.
second discussion vote.
Vote on motion 18-1061. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. We are now recessed into executive session.
Resolution number 18-1062, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second discussion vote.
Vote on motion 18-1062. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
And we are now recessed until 1:30, at which time we are going to Slater Ridge and Wesley Way in Genoa Township for a viewing. So we'll see everybody there.